come on down onto your back if you're not there already. And as you rest back on your back, if you have a bolster, just be sure that your lower ribs rest on the bolster for support. And if not, just come on down onto your back and perhaps even bend your knees and bring your feet flat to the floor just to protect the lower back. Or if you're more comfortable with the legs extended, certainly feel free to extend the legs. The other option, of course, is to take the soles of the feet together and let your knees splay out to the sides. And put blocks underneath your knees to support them so that you don't overstretch your inner thighs or pull on the hip joints. And then just slide the buttock flesh down and away from the top of the thumb, or down towards your feet. And then turn your hands so that the palms face up. And then roll your shoulders back and down. So you feel a nice opening in the front of your chest. Maybe even a little bit of a stretch in the pecs. And now just bring your awareness to your breath. And follow the breath as it moves through the body. Breathing in and out with mindfulness. Think how with every inhalation, the front body lifts up and fills with air, creating a sense of buoyancy. And with each exhalation, the back body descends and the muscles begin to release. So inhale, draw the breath in, create a nice dome effect across the front of the body. And then exhale, let the back body release and relax. And then take a few deep breaths. Long, slow, deep inhalations, long, slow, complete exhalations. And then let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And for pranayama, the breath work, we'll work on Viloma breath, which we've done before. Remember, this is the breath that we take 3 distinct inhalations and pause between each one. And then when we reach the top of the breath, we pause, and then exhale in one long breath and pause again at the bottom of the breath. So when you pause at the bottom of the breath, just before you think you need to inhale, that's when you'll feel a little, perhaps a little contraction. That's when you inhale. And then when you reach the top of the breath, pause for a moment and then see if you can draw the breath in one more time. and then exhale completely. Okay, so let's start. We take a breath into the belly and pause, and a breath into the ribs and pause, and the final third of the breath, pause, breathe in a little bit more, and then exhale, release, and pause at the bottom of the breath, and then inhale, first third, pause, second third, pause, final third, pause, inhale again, and then exhale completely. And just take a few more rounds of Aloma breath, going with your own breath. And now you can let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. If your legs are in Baddha Konasana, you can extend them out onto your mat. And adjust the buttock flesh. And bring your arms to your side. And now reach your arms up and take them behind you. Then press gently through your heels. And then bring the arms down by your side. Reach your arms up, take them all the way behind you, press through the balls of your feet. And then exhale. Reach your arms up, take them all the way behind you, and this time press through the full sole of your foot. Imagine that you're standing on the floor. Feel the edges of your feet touching the floor as you stretch your body. And then let the legs relax just a little and bring your arms up towards the ceiling. And if you can, bring your arms slightly in front of your shoulders so that you're not weighing heavy in your shoulders. And then open and close your hands. And then tuck your thumbs under your fingers and then make some circles with your wrists. And then pause and go the other way. And pause, and then flip your palms up and point the fingers down and just wave your hands up and down. Bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, and reach your knuckles up to the ceiling, but relax your shoulders from your ears. And then turn your palms up and take the hands behind you. Press your palms away, and once again, press through the entire sole of your foot. And then bring your arms back up. Bend your elbows, bring your hands to your chest, and press your hands to your feet. Bend the elbows in. Reach your arms up. Bend the elbows in. Press your hands away, and bend the elbows in. Reach your arms up. Release the interlace of your fingers and wiggle them. And then take your arms behind you and hold on to opposite elbows. Let your arms rest either on your forehead or on a blanket or pillow behind you. And as you're here, take a moment to scan your body. Notice any place where you might be holding tension. And also notice the openness that you feel, where you feel it in your body. And take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Feel the rib cage move. You feel a hollow out in the belly. And then bring your arms forward. Let them hover above your ribs. Slide the arms to the right and gaze to the left. And then slide your arms left and gaze right. Reach your arms to the ceiling. Take them behind you. And then refold your arms. Bring the other forearm in front. And then bring the arms up and let them hover. And make some circles with your arms. And then pause and take the circles in the other direction. Reach your arms up, take them all the way behind you, bring your ankles together. And if you can bring your palms together as well. And imagine standing on the floor. And then release your arms down. Take your feet about hip distance apart. And scrunch and spread your toes. And point and flex your feet. Make circles with your ankles. And go the other way. And then bring the big toes together and point your toes. So now when you notice how your legs feel, you can feel that the calves are moving sort of outward away from one another and your thighs are moving into one another. Also notice that you're getting a little stretch in the front of your ankles and maybe up your shins. And your knees are slightly engaged to arm the thighs. And then just sweep the legs and just windshield wipe your feet in and out. And then slide your heels, tap the backs of your legs to wake up the backs of your legs. And bend your knees if they're not bent already. And for anyone who's using a bolster, just bring it to the top of your mat. And then if you have a pillow or a blanket, towel, whatever, it sounded airway or something. No, I think it's just fight. If it was an airway, we'd have a problem. It's a fight. All right. Hold on behind your knees. Come on down onto your back. Bring your feet to the floor. Lift up your hips. Slide the buttock flesh down. And then walk your hands down towards your heels. Roll the shoulders down and back. And then press your feet into the floor. And press your lower back into the floor by doing a pelvic tilt. And release. Press your feet, press the lower back into the mat. And release. And one more time, press your feet, press the lower back into the mat. And release. Draw your knees into your chest and rock them in and out. Hug your knees in towards your chest and rock from side to side. And then hold on behind your knees, take your feet flat up to the ceiling. Rock your thighs in towards your chest. And then just hold the thighs in, point and flex your feet again. And make circles, but go in the opposite direction of the way you usually go. And then go the other way. And then reach your legs up and press your thighs into your hands and point through the balls of your feet. And then bring your legs in. Stretch the legs up. Draw the thighs in. Stretch your legs up. And draw your thighs in. Take them wide and rock from side to side. And then bring the feet to the floor. Extend both legs and arms and stretch through a pelvic tilt. Bring your left thigh in close to your chest and rock it out. And hold on to the left knee with the right hand, draw it over towards your right shoulder. And then come back and hold the left knee with the left hand, draw it towards your left shoulder. And then just hold on to the top of the knee, make some circles with your hip. And then go the other way. And bring your thigh into your chest. And then reach your leg up. Press your thigh into your hands, hands into the thigh. And have a nice, so this is an isometric stretch for your muscles. Nothing's moving, but everything is firm and your muscles are working. And then bend your thigh to your chest and walk your hands up towards your ankle or your shin, and then straighten the back of your leg so that we open up the hamstring and back of your knee. And then bring the arch of your left foot to your right knee, and then take the knee over to the right. Keep your shoulders on the mat and your gaze to the ceiling. And then come back up to the center, extend the left leg and draw the right leg in, rock in and out. And hold on to the right knee with the left hand, draw it over to your left shoulder. And then draw it into your right shoulder. And then make some circles with your right hip. And pause and go the other way. Hug your thigh in. And then once again, stretch the leg. Have nice long arms. Press your thigh into your hand. That isometric action in your muscles. And then draw your thigh to your chest. Keep that bend. Walk the hands up. Straighten the back of your leg. And then bring the arch of your right foot to your left knee. Right hand to a T and bring your knee over to the left. Come back up to the middle and bend both knees. Take them as wide as your mat and rock your knees from side to side. And then bring your feet back to hip distance apart and take your belt. I haven't noticed before, but I'm noticing this morning that the angle of the sun has changed because I'm getting shadows on my face or sun on my face that I didn't get before. So take your leg up into the belt and bring the belt to the end of your heel. And then draw gently down on the heel so that your foot points. You feel a nice stretch in the front of your ankle and maybe even a little bit in your shin. And then walk the belt up to the big toe and little toe mounds. And then just draw the toes towards your face for a stretch in your calf. So it's fun here just to also notice the flexibility in your foot. So does your foot really bend down easily or is it a little tight? This foot's a little tighter than my right foot. I was noticing this yesterday. And then bring the belt to the middle of your foot and take the belt into your left hand, right hand to a T. And exhale, take the legs apart from one another. Left leg to the left, right knee to the right. And then come back up to the middle, switch the belt to your right hand, take the right thigh behind the left, and then bring your leg over to the left, to the right. And then come back up, draw your thigh to your chest, press the left leg up, And then take your right foot into the belt, left foot comes down, and walk your belt down towards the back of your heel. And then once again, draw the heel down or with the belt to stretch the front of your ankle and a little bit in your shin. And then release and walk the belt up to the big toe and little toe mound. And on this foot, this is where I noticed yesterday that I have far more flexibility in this ankle than I do in the left ankle. It's kind of fun to take note. You feel a nice stretch in the back of your leg. And then bring the belt to the middle of your foot. Take it into your right hand, left hand to your hip, and then exhale the legs apart from one another. Come back up to the middle, switch the belt to your left hand, and then let the leg go over to the left. Come back up to the center, bring your feet into the belt, press your edges of your feet into the belt, into the straps, spread the toes to get a nice opening in your sacrum, and the sacral bones in the hips. And then once again, just take your legs wide and rock from side to side. I think only Charlie and Diane have to worry about bumping into one another. I think the rest of us are all singles. And then bring your feet together. Bring your feet to the floor and extend both legs and arms and do a full body stretch. Bring your arms down and bring your feet flat to the floor. And take your left ankle over the right knee. Roll open your left hip and bring your knees to your chest. Rock them in and out. And hug them in and maybe rock a little bit from side to side. And then bring your right foot to the floor, cross the left leg all the way over, and take your left arm out to a T and use your right hand to draw the knees over to the right side. Come back up to the middle and take your left ankle in your right hand and move your foot a little bit higher up on your right thigh, and then draw the knees in to get a deeper stretch here in the your outer glute. And then separate the feet as wide as your mat and rock from side to side. And then again, bring the feet to hip distance, take the right ankle over the left knee. Use your right hand to roll over your right hip, and then bring your knees into your chest. And maybe a little side to side here as well. And then bring your left foot to the floor, cross the right leg all the way over, take your right arm up to the T, and then bring your knees over to the left. Come back up to the middle and use your left hand to draw the ankle up higher up onto your thigh, and then bring your knees into your chest. You can rock in and out or side to side. And then lower the feet, take them as wide as your mat, rock your knees from side to side. And take them all the way over to the right for a stretch in the front of your left hip. And then come up to the center and take the knees over to the left. Come back up to the middle, extend both legs and arms, do a pelvic tilt, and stretch the body. And then walk your legs to the right side of your mat, press through your left heel and reach your left arm away. And then come back to the middle, walk your legs over to the other side, press through your right heel and reach through your right arm. And then come back to the middle and roll to one side and come and sit up. Then bring your hands to your knees and close your eyes. And think about your sitting bones descending down into your mat. Bring your shoulders over your ears. Your ears over your shoulders. Shoulders over your hips, ears over your shoulders. You'd have to be upside down, I guess, to get the shoulders over the ears. And with your exhale, lower your chin to your chest. And then bring your chin back to parallel and turn your head to the right. Back to the middle and turn left. Come back to the center, turn right. And then turn left. Come back to the middle, lower the chin to the chest. And just notice how the back of the neck releases on each exhalation. And then keep your chin tucked in and roll the left ear to the left shoulder. And walk your right hand away. You can wiggle the fingers a little bit. A nice stretch in the trapezius muscle. And then come back to the center. Roll the right ear to the right shoulder and walk your left hand away. One side's usually a little tighter than the other. And then come back to the center. Bring your chin back to parallel. You can open your eyes and round your back. Keep your shoulders relaxed and lift your chest. Round your back. And lift up and round your back. And lift your chest. Take your arms to your side and reach your arms up. Turn your palms and exhale. Reach your arms up. Turn your palms, exhale. Reach up. Turn your palms, exhale. Reach up with your left arm and walk out to the right. And stretch from your fingertips down through your hip. Feel that nice stretch in the whole length of your side body. And then come up and reach up with your right arm. Walk out to the left and reach and stretch. And come back up and reach across your body with the left arm and the right. And then reach across and down. So you get a little bit into the lat muscles. And then back and the same on the other side. And come back to the center. And bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Draw your navel in. Soften your lower back and twist ribs, chest, and shoulders. And as long as your neck is okay, turn your head to look out over your left shoulder and then see how much more you might be able to twist. And relax, keep your left shoulder relaxed. And then turn your head back and come back to the middle. Take your right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. Draw the navel in, soften your lower back, and exhale. Keep this right shoulder descending also. Try and keep it relaxed. It tends to hitch up. So, and then twist ribs, chest, and shoulders. And again, if your neck is okay, take your gaze out over your right shoulder and twist a little more. And then bring your chin back to the same side and come back to the center. Roll your shoulders and reverse. And inhale your shoulders up. Exhale, hop. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Bring your hands forward. Press into the floor. Lift up your chest. Keep your gaze between your thumbs. So by keeping your gaze down, you keep the spine in line with itself. So the cervical spine, thoracic spine, and lumbar spine stay in a straight line rather than looking up, which crimps the back of your neck. And then walk yourself up and then just change the cross of your legs and come forward again. And walk yourself up. Take your legs out in front of you. And you can, I'm going to slide my pillow away. And just slide your heels and tap the backs of your legs. And take the feet about hip distance apart. Slide your hands forward. And again, keep your gaze at the floor right between your feet. Press into your legs, lift up your chest. And then walk yourself back up, tap your knees again. So if you can, reach your toes. Take your peace fingers and bring them in between the big toes. The big toe and the second toe. And then take your thumbs and press your thumbs into the toenails. Lean forward. And then once again, lift up your chest, but keep the gaze down at the mat on the floor. And then walk yourself up. Take your legs wide. And roll the thigh flesh, the inner thigh flesh, down towards the floor. And come forward. Walk over to your left leg and stretch through your right arm. And then walk back over. Reach through the left arm as you turn towards your right leg. And then walk back through the middle. Walk yourself up. Hold on behind your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together. And take your hands behind you. Let your knees drop open to the sides in Baddha Konasana. Found angle pose is what it's called. And then take your knees out in front of you and round your back. Reach up with your chest, round your back. Lift your chest, and one more time, round your back and lift your chest. Take your belt. You know, I really hate bugs. They really creep me out. So when you see me turning over my shoulder, I'm just keeping an eye on that bug that I saw earlier. That's all I'm doing, just making sure that it's keeping its distance from me. Take the belt and bring it around the bottom of your left foot. Bring your hands close to your foot. And then lift your chest up and find the balancing spot in your sitting bones. And then take your foot parallel to the floor to start. And then lift the leg straight up. And if you can bring your leg a little closer to the body. And then lower down. And now take the belt around the right foot. Lift your chest. Bring your shin parallel to the floor to start. And then reach the leg up. And if you want, you can bring it a little closer to your body. And then release. So then turn sideways. So remember, this is the pose where we could roll back if we lose our balance. So make sure that there's nothing hard behind you. If you're, so if you do roll back, you're not going to hurt yourself. Take the belt, bring it around the bottoms of your feet. Once again, you can bring the feet together, spread your toes. And then lift your chest. Engage your belly. And then lift the legs, bring them just to parallel. You can stay right here if you like, or extend the legs. And then release the legs and come forward. And then come back up. So let's try a little. I'll demonstrate without the belt. You can try it without the belt. If you want to use the belt, use the belt. Again, this is, almost every single yoga pose has some variation that you can use, whether it's a belt or a wall or a chair. But you always get the same benefit from the pose. It's just, whether you use a belt or not, you'll get the same benefit from the pose. So take your hands behind your knees to start. Lift your chest. Simply take your feet off the floor so that you get your balance. Bring your shins to parallel. Take your arms away. Bring your hands back to under your knees and then come back down. So the next time we'll go all the way, we'll try and straighten the legs all the way if you can. If not, stay with the shins parallel to the floor. It's up to you. Okay, hands underneath your knees. Lift your chest. Take the legs up, bring your shins parallel to the floor. Straighten your legs if you can. And then release the arms. And then come down, extend your legs, and come forward. And then come all the way back up, tap your knees, and let's come up to standing. That one always gets right into your quads, boat pose. It's right into your quadriceps. I always feel it. I always feel that you get a little tight there. So, okay. All right, so come to Tadasana. And come to Tadasana with your feet together. So lift your toes, spread them wide, and then place them back down on the mat. Press into your feet, lift up your kneecaps so that your thighs are nice and firm. Descend the buttock flesh and reach your hands down towards the floor. And then inhale, reach your arms up and interlace all but the index fingers. And so the index fingers are pointing forward or pointing up. Press into your left foot and exhale to the left. Come back up to the center, press into your right foot and exhale right. Inhale up, press into the left foot, exhale left. And then inhale up and exhale right. Come back up to the center, turn your palms, exhale, and release your arms down. Bend your knees, roll your shoulders, inhale up and exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale your shoulders up, exhale up. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Good. And then step to the top of your mat. Reach your arms up, fold forward. Bend your knees, plant your hands, and step your feet back for downward facing dog. Press into your hands, lengthen your arms and your sides of your waist. Press your thighs to the wall behind you. And then glide forward to plank. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Don't let the belly sag. Keep your hips lifted. Press your heels to the wall behind you. And then press back for downward dog. Look forward to your hands and walk your feet forward to forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, plant your hands, Step your feet back, downward facing dog. Glide forward to plank. Press back for downward dog. Look forward to your hands and walk your feet forward for forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. Pause in Tadasana. And then bring your hands to your hips. And step back with your right foot. And stay up on your, you know what? Hold that thought. Grab your blocks. And bring your blocks to either side of your mat at the front of your mat. Okay, here we go. Rewind. Bring your hands to your hips. Step your left foot back and stay up on your left toes. Turn your left hip forward and your right hip back. And then bend your right knee so that you're coming into a lunge. And reach your arms up for crescent lunge. And then straighten your right leg, lower your arms. Bend the right knee, reach your arms up. Straighten, bring the arms down. Bend your knee and reach up. Straighten your arms, straighten your leg, lower your arms. And then bend your knee. Hinge forward and reach for your blocks. So bring your blocks to either side of your right foot. And then slide your hips back, straighten the right leg. So this is pyramid pose. And then bend your knee. Press your hips back for pyramid. Bend your knee. One more time. Press your hips back, straighten the right leg for pyramid. Walk your left foot in just a bit to bring your heel back down onto the mat. Take your left hand block, bring it to the inside of your right foot. Bring your right hand to your right hip and turn your torso towards the right. You can leave your hand here at your hip or take the arm up for revolve triangle. Bring your hand back to your hip, back to your blocks, square your hips to the wall in front of you, and then bend your front knee. Bring your hands, actually keep your front leg straight. Bring your hands to your hips. Press yourself up to standing and step forward with the left foot. And then step back with your right foot. Stay up on your toes. Turn your right hip forward, left hip back. And then bend your left knee to come into a lunge. And reach your arms up for crescent lunge. Straighten the left leg, bring your arms down. Bend and reach up. Straighten your leg and lower your arms. Bend your knee and reach the arms up. Straighten your leg, lower your arms. Bend your knee, reach your arms up. Hinge forward, bring your hands to your blocks on either side of the left ankle. And then straighten your left leg, press the hips back for pyramid pose. And then bend your left knee. Straighten your leg, press the hips back. And then bend the left knee. Slide your hips back, straighten the left leg. Step in with the right foot to bring the heel down onto the floor and point your toes slightly out to the side of your mat. Take your right hand block to the inside of your left foot. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Turn your torso towards the left, and then reach your arm, or keep it at your hip if you have a shoulder problem. Revolve triangle. Bring your hand back down to your block. Bring your hands to your hips. Press your feet into the floor. Inhale, come up, and step forward. Okay. Those are hard poses to do, even with blocks. They're really strong, firm standing poses, firm for your, especially with the legs needing to be nice and strong. So again, come to the center of your mat, bring your hands to your hips, and step your feet wide. Turn your right toes out and your left toes in. Soften your knee, turn your thigh to the pinky toe side of your foot, and then straighten your leg. Lift up your kneecaps so your legs are engaged. And then reach your arms out to a T and relax your shoulders. Reach with your right arm, cut in with your right hip, and then come down. Bring your hand to your shin or to your block. And reach your top arm up or keep it at your hip. Good. Press into your feet, reach up with the top arm, come back up, reverse your triangle. Come back to arms parallel, reach back with the back arm. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your feet, and then turn your right toes out, left toes in. Soften your knee, turn your thigh and straighten your leg. Reach your arms to a T. Relax your shoulders. Reach with the left arm, cut in with your left hip, and then reach out. Bring your hand to your shin or a block. Tadasana, extended triangle pose. Reach up, press in with your feet, reach up with the top arm, reverse your triangle. Come back to arms parallel. Bring your hands to your hips, turn your feet. Turn your right toes out and the left toes in. Soften your knee and turn your thigh, straighten your leg. Reach your arms out. Here we go. Reach with the back hand and extend your knee over your ankle. Look out over the end of your fingertips. For warrior two. And then bring your back hand to your hip. Bring your forearm to your thigh. Roll your left shoulder open. Reach your arm up and bring it next to your ear if you're able. Sweep the top arm down. Come all the way up to warrior two. Reach back with your back hand, straighten your front leg. Bring your hands to your hips and turn your feet. And then turn your left toes out and right toes in. Soften your knee, turn your thigh, straighten your leg. Reach your arms out, relax your shoulders. And then reach back with the back hand, bend your left knee. For warrior two, look out over the end of your fingertips. Bring your back hand to your hip, bring your forearm to your thigh. Roll the right shoulder open. Reach up with the right arm, bring it next to your ear if you're able. And then sweep the arm down, come back up to warrior two. Reach back with your back hand, straighten your front leg. Bring your hands to your hips, turn your feet. And then heel toe your feet together. And then let's just come down onto our hands and knees for a moment. Bring your knees under your hips, and your hands underneath your shoulders. And just do a few cat-cow poses. So draw the navel up and round your back. And then inhale, lift your heart forward and round your back. Lift your chest and round your back. Lift your chest. Bring your big toes together, separate your knees, and slide your hips back to come and rest in extended child's pose. You can use a block for your forehead if you like, or bring it down to the floor. Stack your fists, stack your arms, whichever way works for you. And just take a few breaths, some nice long, slow, deep inhalations and exhalations. And then slowly walk yourself up and roll over to one side. And then bring your hands behind your knees and roll yourself down. Have your belt nearby. Roll yourself down onto your mat. And bring your knees into your chest and rock them in and out. Hold onto your knees, cross the left ankle over the right, separate the knees and make circles around your low back and sacrum. And then change the cross of the legs and make circles in the other direction. And then draw your thighs into your chest and rock them in and out. Separate your feet, hold on to the top, to the sides of your ankles or your shins, wherever you can reach, and rock from side to side in happy baby. And then bring your feet to the floor. Take your belt, and we've done this before, bring the belt around the front of your ankles. And walk your hands down towards your feet. Roll your shoulders back and down. Press your arms into the floor. And then press your feet into the floor as you lift your hips. And then slowly roll down. Extend your legs. Extend your arms and stretch. And then bring your arms down by your sides, bend your knees. So for those of you with shoulder problems, you might want to just do a gentle bridge, so not come up too high, but just maybe even do a dynamic flow with your bridge pose. You can do that. If that last way of doing the pose didn't hurt your shoulder, you can do that again. And the other way that we're going to do it, it's just another little variation, is take the belt underneath you. So it's basically just underneath just at the bottom of your glutes, so arms distance away. And hold on to the belt like the claw. So it's resting on your thumbs and in between your thumb and forefinger. And then as you press your arms down into the floor and your shoulders into the floor, you're going to imagine that you're pulling the belt away from itself. So press your arms away and lift your hips up. And then release the belt and slowly bring yourself down. Bring your knees into your chest and rock them in and out. And then bring your feet to the floor. I kind of like this because using the belt underneath the thighs, it gives you the same sensation and the same arm placement as if you were going to interlace your hands underneath the glutes and press the arms down. So it gives a little bit more accessibility, I think. So just some thoughts. And then finally, just extend your arms and your legs, press through the balls of your feet to a pelvic tilt. And then bring your arms down by your sides. Let your feet splay to the corners of your mat, and you can prepare for Shavasana. As you rest yourself down on your mat, bring your awareness back to your breath. And let your legs be heavy. And relax your hips. Let your hips be heavy. Relax your belly and your chest. Relax your shoulders, your neck, and the skin on your face. And this is called let it go. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold, the holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you'll move forward nonetheless. Let go, and the waves' crest will carry you to unknown shores, beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go, and find the place of rest and peace and certain transformation. And now you can begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Stretch your body. Draw your knees in towards your chest and slowly roll to your right side. And take a long, slow, deep breath in and a long, slow, complete breath out. And then gently press yourself up to come and sit in Sukhasana. And as you bring yourself up to a seated position, bring your hands to the center of your chest and lower your head, reminding us to surrender the mind to the wisdom that resides in the heart. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste.